So good evening, everybody. I'm Stephanie Ferguson. I am the president at Passion for Paws. With me tonight is my colleague, Christina Emanuel. She's one of our board members. We're waiting for a few more people to show up, but we're going to go ahead and get started because it's 7 o'clock. So for most of you, you already are very familiar with Passion for Paws, and you have either fostered for us, adopted from us, you are one of our donors and supporters, or all three. So we appreciate you coming here tonight and joining us and participating in this event. It means a lot to us to have your support. So I'm going to turn it over to the Animal Communication Collective group. This is a small, intimate group. There's probably just as many people from the ACC as there are participants, which means that we're going to have a really nice, intimate setting, and I hope that you all enjoy it. All I will say is if you want a reading, you have to have your cameras on. So when your camera's on and they select you for a reading, you can say yes or no. And if you don't want a reading tonight, if you don't want to be chosen, then they will they won't call on you if your camera's off. Did I get that right, Julie?
You got that right.
Okay. So just want to say hi to everybody. My name is Karen Dendy Smith. I'm the founder of the Animal Communication Collective, and I'm really glad to be here tonight. This is it's kind of nice to have a small group like this because we don't always get to talk to everybody so directly. But the ACC is a organization that was founded a few years ago with 30 plus colleagues that have all come together. We're all professional and certified animal communicators. The animals really guided me and all of us really to figure out how to do this, how to all come together, and how to support the animals by doing these events for rescues in shelters and sanctuaries all around the world, as well as helping to educate people around animal communication. One of the things that they said to us was, please help people understand that we have messages to share. And so this was the best way we could think of to come together and do it. And so we are so thrilled to be here with you guys tonight to share messages with you from your animals. Okay,
All
Stephanie.
Right. Yeah, Stephanie.
Oh, she's muted.
Yeah, here you go.
Wait, I must look at the agenda to see what my next role is. Oh, those of you who purchased raffle tickets, we will be selecting the raffle winners at the end of this session. So there's still time to buy a raffle ticket if you haven't bought one yet, but we will be selecting 5 lucky individuals to win a private reading with one of the communicators who's on this call this evening. Recorded, we already did that. I could think I'm good, right?
Oh. There we go. Okay. And you talked about the after party that they had to buy tickets separate from that, and then we get that separately.
Yes, there's a couple of you that chose not to purchase after party tickets. That's okay. But if you do want to join us afterwards, we have a guest speaker, Robin Cannizzaro. She is our homeopathic veterinarian, and she's going to do a little brief discussion about using homeopathy in animals, and then a Q&A session. And you're welcome to join us for that. If you need me to send you the link or anything to sign up for that, just let me know.
Great. So I want to take a little bit of time here and just introduce each one of the members of the ACC. That you can see we've got our names, the ACC in front of our names, so that you get a chance to know who we all are. Karen, do you want to just give us a little bit of information about yourself?
Sure. So I already said, hey, I'm the founder of the ACC, but I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts. And my background is not only as a professional and certified animal communicator, but I also am a professionally certified soul level intuitive coach, where I speak with people and their spirit guides to help them move their lives along in the way that they want. I also have a background in Chinese energy medicine. I've been teaching Qigong and doing energy work for people and animals for about 22 years now. So that's me in a nutshell. I also retired from the advertising and marketing world, and I'm recovering from that about a year and a half ago. And so I'm so glad to be doing this full time.
Sally, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Sally Reinfeld. I have a professional practice based in Newton, Massachusetts, which is a suburb of Boston. And let's see, I retired from the corporate world about 7 years ago so that I could spend my time doing this. And I also practice several different energy models, so which I incorporate into my practice with my clients. I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jamie, why don't you let everybody know who you are?
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie. I am a certified soul level animal communicator, and I'm also a practicing medium. I've been a medium for a little over a decade, and I've been teaching mediumship and psychic development, spiritual development for close to a decade as well. And like Karen, I was in the corporate world. I worked for a hedge fund and financial industry. So I'm doing this now full time, and I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. My name's Julie Hirt. I am a certified soul level animal communicator and a certified soul level intuitive coach. I am a recovering advertising executive. COVID forced me out of my career, gratefully, and I decided to do this full time. So I am currently based in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we can do this from anywhere, all over the world. And we even have members of the ACC who are in England and France and India now too. So we can do this for anyone, anywhere. We do have 2 members of our larger team here that are helping us with the tech. They're helping us manage Zoom, microphones, all the chat stuff. Meredith, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Meredith Dees Tollison. I am down here in Tupelo, Mississippi, and I am one of the co-directors of the Animal Communication Collective. I'm taking a step onto the tech side tonight and loving it. I love watching all of my dear friends and colleagues do these amazing events for deserving organizations. So happy to be here. I am a soul level animal communicator, a soul level intuitive coach. I'm a certified dog trainer, an animal Reiki practitioner. I'm trying to get to the point that I can recover from the corporate and small business entrepreneurship world, but I'm still in it and doing this every opportunity I get. Grateful to be here tonight. Thank you. Looking forward to this event.
Awesome. And then our other tech person that's joined us here is Paula Hooper. Paula, why don't you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm here in Rhode Island. I'm a retired math teacher, and I am currently a soul level animal communicator. I am also a perfect example of it's never too late, because I started it when I was 72 for the training. So you can always change your mind. You always try something different. I also am a volunteer at the local zoo where I handle animals, and definitely animal communication is a big help in that one. And I have a dog and a bearded dragon.
Awesome. Yes. And many of us have spoken with both her dog and her bearded dragon. So thank you very much. So I thought I would take just a quick second and describe to you what animal communication is. For those of you who haven't ever done this before, have no idea how this works, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of information. So how we all communicate, everyone here is capable of doing it, by the way. People will say it's a gift. Everyone is intuitive. And what we do is we actually connect heart to heart, soul to soul with the animal at a higher level, at the soul level. And we do that telepathically, psychically, whichever word makes the most sense to you. we're tapping into the higher energy of the animal and asking them questions and allowing them to answer. And many of us have different clairs. So some are clairvoyant, meaning we can see. Some actually get information via hearing. Some get big downloads of knowing. And that'll all come out tonight. You'll hear us say different things like that. But that basically is what animal communication is. We're asking your animal telepathically, psychically, what they want you to know on your behalf. And we let you know what all that is. So that's how we do that. How this will work tonight is when we call on you and we're selecting whoever is here for reading, we're selecting you intuitively, whether it's because there's energy around you, your animal's coming through, something like that, but we're selecting you intuitively. And when we ask you if you're interested in a reading, and again, your camera has to be on for us to select you. If you agree, we're going to need 5 pieces of information. We're going to need to know your animal's name, your animal's gender, your animal's species. So we just need to know dog, cat, bearded lizard, horse, whatever. And then we need to know if the animal is still in body or alive, or have they crossed over and are in spirit. And then the 5th thing we need to know from you is what question will you want to ask your animal? And then there's 2 of us that will tap into the animal's personality. We'll do a little sharing in that regard. And then we'll go to your question and answer that too. All along the way, we'll ask you if it makes sense. If it does, tell us yes. If it doesn't, tell us no, because we don't know what we're talking about. And we'll go back for more information. So with that all being said, I think that's everything as far as the checklist goes, which means now it's time to select the first person for a reading. So Karen is going to read with me in this first round. You ready to go, Karen?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. So since Mike joined the call, I have been drawn to him. If Mike is open to having a reading tonight, and I see he's got a woman behind him, if both of you are open to a reading tonight, you can unmute yourself and let us know. Looking for the unmute button. There we go.
Okay.
Right. Are you open for a reading tonight?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Do you have an animal in mind?
We want to know. Okay. Yeah, we'll do our dog Harley that we used to have.
Okay. Is Harley Harley?
Yes.
Okay. Harley, I take it is in spirit, because I heard the past tense verb.
Yeah.
Okay. In spirit. And was Harley female or male?
A male.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So male dog Harley in spirit. Okay.
Okay, so just give us a second to connect in with Harley and invite him to come and join us.
Go
ahead.
I heard laughter. You go.
It's pretty okay. I have to say he comes in pretty badass. Like he's a cool. I'm hearing vroom vroom as he comes into the mic and connects with me. Oh, and he's like, oh, you know I'm here. And he's got this like really big fun energy about him. And it's like I heard like Harley Davidson, the motorcycles, but I'm literally hearing him go vroom vroom, I'm here. Does that make sense to you guys about his personality? Awesome.
When I was first saying the different thing, the Harley dog male in spirit, I got this really joyous feeling completely wash over me. And then I got very grounded and I actually felt a little somber and I felt really centered, but also the only way I can say this is he showed me praying. He had his front paws together doing this and praying and just being really, again, somber, very present is what he wants, because he's very excited. Here is what I'm hearing him say right now. I'm really excited to be here. So he's trying to just like come forward and be like, okay, you're going to be able to ask me whatever it is that you want, which I forgot to get your question. You're going to ask me whatever you want, but very present. Does this make sense to you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, great. What is your question for Harley? Just so.
Question.
It's a hard one. I guess I just wanted to know that if he was truly, you know, happy with us when he was here, and that, you know, he felt that we did everything that we could for him, even towards the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, so just so that everyone can hear, because I had a little trouble. You want to just make sure he was happy while he was with you, and that he's okay with that you did everything you could at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you
Okay,
okay with that, Karen?
Yep, I'm okay with that as a question. So we'll just ask Harley what he wants you guys to know about that question.
I will just say the first thing, as you were saying the question, Mike's friend, human right there. What's your name, by the way?
Samantha.
Samantha. So Samantha, as you were saying the question, I heard Harley go, "Get out of here." Of course I was happy. At the best time of my life. It was awesome. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? That's what and he says it kind of with that, is that East Coast attitude? I don't know, but that kind of attitude.
And it's so funny because a lot of times animals will come in and they want us to understand how they felt about themselves, not what they actually looked like. So I have no idea what Harley looked like, which is good, but he's showing me himself like really strong stance, really strong hind quarters, like as if you could, like if I were a little kid, I'd want to put a saddle on him and ride him.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you? So he's like, he's coming in like, I was a bad boy. I was like strong and tough but also kind and gentle at the same time. To what Julie was saying, I do feel like he had this kind of temperament where he's telling me he had a lot of patience with some things that you wouldn't have suspected when you looked at him. He would have that kind of patience. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
And as Karen was talking too, he was also kind of elaborating with me when you said something, Karen, about being big and strong. He also gave me the word, particularly he wanted.
Uh-oh.
Is she frozen on her end?
It's frozen.
Yeah.
She's frozen. Okay. Well, while she's coming back, I'll check in with Harley and see what he wants to say because she's really frozen. Good luck, Julie. Okay, so Harley, what else do you want to share about the question that you're asking? So about your question about if he knew that you did everything that you could, he's basically saying you did everything that you could for me at the end. I feel like what he's giving me, I'm seeing like a decline, like an angle like this. Like it was more of a, when they do this for me, it's like sometimes they'll do this, sometimes they'll do this. To me, this feels like a quicker decline than you would have expected from him. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so to him, it was kind of like his health was seemingly good and then this kind of quick decline. I want to ask him a little bit more about that. What else is important for you to share about that, Harley? And I do feel something happening. He's telling me something happening in his, I feel like something's happening on the more of the left side of his body, like his chest here. What I can't tell if it's heart or lung, because it's like, I feel like something's like, I'm hearing thickening or get it like not what you expected. Like it came on out of the blue. He seemed fine, but then this, whatever what this thickening thing was, you didn't recognize it until it had already gotten so far. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, mostly his legs, his back legs was what seemed to go first, their health issues, at least that we knew of.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. He's bringing me here to his chest more than to his, this is the first part that he brought me to. Because he's telling me that he felt like he was a strong dude, so he could handle the other stuff, but this was out of his control, like really out of his control, this part of his body that he said kind of failed him. So Harley, what do you want your parents to know about that? he says, he's kind of throwing up his hands as if if he were human, he'd be throwing up his hands, but they're really his paws. And he's kind of going, when the clock is up, the clock is up. And we don't want, he's like doing this. He's like, don't play violins for me. That's not who I was when I was alive. It's not who I want you to think of me of in spirit, because I'm actually still a tough guy in spirit as well, and have this huge energy around you guys in the house. He's telling me he's kind of surrounding you still in the house. And he says, I'm sitting on the couch, whether you like it or not. Does that make sense to you guys? He's like, I'm spreading out all over that couch, whether you like it or not. So I don't know, did you not let him on the couch or something? Because he's very proud to be spread out on that couch.
He jumped up a couple of times after we first got him, but then he would just stand for.
Okay, well, he's on the couch, he says, spreading out. He says sometimes you guys might actually feel like there's something pressing up against when you're like your legs on your thighs on the couch. He says it's him making room for himself so that you know that he's there. So he's got a good sense of humor as well, which is really great.
Yep.
Welcome back, Julie.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Very panicky there for a little bit.
Do you want to add to what Harley was telling me? He was talking about how in spirit he's now on the couch whether they like it or not.
And I do hear him say that he does hold court on the other side as well. Like he's to some degree, yeah, he was going to start to say leader, and he's like, well, let's just be honest. I'm not necessarily a leader. I'm probably more the court jester is what I'm hearing him say. But I do feel like there's a lot of people actually with him too on the other side. He's not by himself by any means. Yeah, I do feel like there's an older gentleman and two actually older gentlemen with him. So I don't know if that makes sense to either of you, but he's not by himself, and he wants you to know that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any other, I don't, because I fell off. I have no idea what's happening.
Let me see if there's anything else he wants to share about kind of that how he's doing in the end of his life, in case we missed anything. So Harley, is there anything else you want to share?
He's telling me thanks for the ice cream.
Yeah, we used to give him the little frozen Frosty Paws.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, yeah, thanks for the ice cream.
And he says, thanks for toughing it out with me at the end. Thanks for toughing it out with me. And he's really appreciative. You knew, he says, you knew when enough was enough. And he said, you didn't decide that alone. But he really wants to bring us to this point of like, you knew when enough was enough. So trust that, because he helped make it clear for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. He's a really cool guy. I really like him. I love his energy. Anything else, Julie, before we wrap up with Harley?
Harley's giving me thumbs up. He's like, it's really good. Yeah.
So Mike and Samantha, right? Do you guys feel like that answered your question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank Harley for being, and he says, I'm going to continue to sit and watch how you do with the rest of them, by the way. He just said that. So, okay. Thank you, Harley, for your help.
Oh,
Okay. So next up, I will be working with Sally. You ready, Sally?
Ready.
All right, awesome. So let's see who is next. Amber. Would you like a reading with your animal?
I had a feeling you were going to say my name.
Oh my goodness, you must be a little intuitive. Wonderful. Okay, Amber. So who would you like us to connect with this evening?
Oh Lord. Well, I've got a lot of questions about one alive animal because he's making me a little crazy right now.
Okay,
Banks,
Banks.
Binks, B-I-N-K, B-I-N-X.
Oh,
Sam
B-I-N-X. Okay, Banks. And what species is Banks?
He is feline.
Cat. Male.
Stephanie's
lot.
kind of chuckling over there.
Okay. And so before we get started, what is the question you want us to ask Banks as part of the reading?
What is going on with him? Why is he feeling the way he's feeling?
That's
know
a
it's
little, that is so broad. He could talk about anything he wants. So if you want him to be,
No, he seems very unhappy lately.
okay. Okay, so his personality is not what you're used to, is that it? He's
Right.
behaving differently than he used to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can ask him what's important for us to know about your change in behavior.
Okay, that works.
Does that make sense to you? Is that appropriate?
Yes, that works.
Okay. Behavior. All right, what do we need to know about your behavior, Banks?
Do you want to see him? He's
We
standing over here looking at me.
Oh, if he wants to say hi on screen, he's very welcome, but he doesn't have to.
That's okay.
He just
Okay.
walked away.
All right. All right, so just give us a minute to connect in with Banks. Okay, Mr. Banks. Okay, so Sally, if it's okay, I'm just going to jump right in.
Yep.
So when I connect in with Banks, I can feel a shift. There's something about his energy. When I was connecting with him, I am feeling like this pulsing inside of me, like right away. So when I connect with him, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and like things are just not completely calm for me. A little bit of pulsing inside of me, and I feel like I'm a little bit, there's like a wave that sometimes hits me, which I find really interesting. So he physically threw that at me right away. I want to step back and get to know his personality a little bit as well while Sally shares.
So I felt immediately frustration on his part. And so you're experiencing it, Karen, as the pulse, but I feel frustration and outrage that something has changed in his life. And he is behaving in such a way that you will notice this frustration and anger on his part, which apparently you have. You've seen a behavior change.
Yeah, he said to me, I am a complex being. I literally heard, I am a complex being, like boom, into my head. And I also am getting a sense of his overwhelm. Something is overwhelming him. He's a complex being. He's showing me like all the little components that make up Binks, and some of them are kind of blurry. Like they don't fit with the rest of them right now. So I'm going to be asking him a little bit more to explain that in a way that makes sense. But he's showing me like not everything is in harmony with him right now, within himself and his experiences.
So I'd like to ask whether a new animal has come into the house.
Yes, several.
Oh, those are the so much sense. Okay.
Yep. He's not, he doesn't feel comfortable with this. He's
Yeah.
not at peace here. And I'm going to ask him whether it's one animal in particular or whether it's just the situation.
He's also talking about a noise level, Are they making more noise than he's used to?
Yes.
Because he's like, I don't like the noise. Then it's not my calm, peaceful place that I'm used to over, like sitting over, like being the commander of my space. And he's like, it's really throwing him off. And so the pulsing is like, I feel like I'm more on alert and getting more like aggravated as he tells me about this.
Yes, there is. So he's giving me a feeling of chaos in the house there. So he's showing me that before the arrival of these interlopers, and that's his word, he had this peaceful, loving existence with you. And that is no longer the case. He's got, and he just said to me, I wasn't asked whether it was all right to bring these animals into the house. And that he finds, he's offended by that.
I was just gonna say he's offended.
Yeah.
And also one of them he says is smelly. He's telling one of them he doesn't like, it's one of them is smelly. It's like so he's being a little cranky as well about this.
Yeah, he looks so put out right now. He does. Okay, so can I ask, what can I do to make his life better?
Yeah.
Because they're not leaving.
What
And
are
he might
their
be getting
names,
another
by the
one.
way?
It's Charlotte, Simon, and Carly Jean.
Charlotte, Simon, and Carly Jean.
Mhm.
Cats or dogs? Just so I have a sense of what he's talking about.
Charlotte's a cat, Simon is a dog, and Carly Jean's a cat.
Oh, the dog is the smelly one.
Mhm.
He's like, that one smells. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what can we do, Simon? What can we do, Banks, to help you out here?
He's indicating to me that he wants his own space separate from them.
Okay.
He wants to have an area that is just his, so he can retreat and it'll be his safe space and he can get away from them.
I'm seeing him sitting up higher than them too, kind of like looming over them and watching sometimes. He needs that space. But it's interesting. He's asking to be fed up there. She's laughing. Yeah. Amber's laughing. Do you know what this is about? He wants to be fed up there as well, so that he's like, my kingdom here, peeps. Does this make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Actually,
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. He said that will help him define territory, like his king of the tower, type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And to Sally's point, just to wrap this up from his perspective, what he means by his own space is like giving him time in his home that he loves his way, where they have to wait to get into a certain area of the house that was really his sanctuary, that they are kind of all over the place now. It feels to me like an intimate space could have been your bedroom, but it feels like a place where you and he would lounge together, that he wants his time there without them being able to just barge in and sit where he likes to sit.
Okay.
So that he has his time with you and you actually say to him, okay, we've had our time, so I'm going to let them in now, just so you know. And I will again give you some time another time where it's just you and me again. He wants you to involve him in those conversations. So there's hierarchy. He feels it's important that there's hierarchy.
Well,
That
I
makes
just
sense to
heard
you.
him say, I was here first.
Yeah,
So
there you go, hierarchy.
that counts for something.
Yeah. And so that he can get more comfortable agreeing with you that it's time for them to become more part of the the woven experience.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else, Sally, from Binks before we thank him for his knowledge and advice?
No, he's feeling thankful that he had a chance to say all of this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thanking Binks too. He gave me a little bit of a side, like this little head side butt. So that's my sign he's okay with what we shared. Okay. Well, thank you, Binks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. So for this round, I am paired with Jamie. And before we get started, I want to remind you that if you're interested in buying raffle tickets, that you should do so before we reach the end of this reading. Okay, so I have been drawn to Carol. Carol, are you comfortable having a reading tonight? You need to unmute. Okay,
Yes, I am.
good. Okay. So, Carol, who would you like us to connect with?
I would like for you to connect with Sally,
And Sally is what?
a
What
female dog, and she is alive.
Okay. And do you have a question? for
I
Sally?
do. I do.
Okay.
Is there anything that I can do to make sure that she stays comfortable and healthy and happy for the last few years of her life?
Okay. Okay, so let us connect to Sally. So I am seeing a very calm, loving, quiet dog.
Yes.
And she's she's not super small, but she's between small and medium, is just the impression that she is sending to me. Jamie, jump right in whenever
Okay.
you.
So I see Sally as I connect with her. I see these brown eyes, and she is oh, it's funny, like Sally and Sally, like Sally said, she is gentle, quiet, but I see her as it's as if I'm looking through her eyes, Carol, and it's like I watch you, and it's like I watch you go everywhere, and I follow your every move, and then I see her little butt and like this little tail just like just wagging, and there's just this love pouring out of me, and just like I just feel love and gratitude for you. Does that make sense to you?
I think so. Thank you, Jamie. I do think that.
So I have the impression also, building on what Jamie said, that she's been a Velcro kind of dog.
Right.
You think that's true?
That is correct.
And so her joy is being with you, being around you. And she's content to, I'm seeing her either on a couch or a chair, just watching you. As Jamie said, her eyes are following you everywhere. And this is contentment for her. She is not expressing that she's experiencing boredom or unhappiness or anything like that.
And I'm sorry, Sally, were you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
And she says to me, Carol, she says, I am a princess. And there's this knowing that she gets whatever she wants. And with this love and with this connection, she just shows me this really beautiful bond that the two of you have. And her contentment and her happiness is in your comfort and the peace that you feel when you're with her. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Yeah, so again, she says, it's not about me. It's about her. And if she's happy, I'm happy.
Yep. And she's saying something to me about your mobility, you walking around. And I'm seeing you like carrying her or like walking outside or making an effort to get her out in nature. And she's just expressing gratitude for that. Does that make sense to you?
We have not been walking as much lately because of the heat, but
Okay.
she does enjoy going out.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
I'm sorry, Sally. She's coming back to like the going out. She misses it. So I'm gonna leave that with you.
I'm going to the question. What can, is there anything you can do to make her comfortable in her final years? And she would like you to be engaged with her in terms of talking to her out loud, going through what your daily routine is going to be. She just wants to keep that bond there because she's been very happy. And I'm, as I said to you, I don't feel any discontentment on her part. She just wants to be as connected as possible to you.
And she says to me, Carol, she says, you're doing everything right. So there's this sense of keep doing what you're doing, keep that connection with her. And it is really, she's just stressing that it's really about you staying active. And as long as she can like go with you and you keep doing you keep doing your daily things, you stay active, you stay engaged, that will make her happy.
Yep.
Does
Okay.
that make sense?
It does. Thank you so much. Yeah, baby girl.
Let me just ask her if she has one last thing she would like to convey. More belly rubs, please. That's her final word.
That's easy.
She's a sweetheart. She's really sweet.
Yeah, she's 17, so that's why I want to make sure that she's happy.
She's so in love with you, Carol. She is so in love with you and so grateful. Thank you. Thank you for letting us connect with her.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jamie, it's you and me now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a little sidetracked there for a
excited.
second. So I have been hyper focused on Krista because I love that hammock and I would love to be lounging out in my yard like with a hammock like that. So Krista, would you be open to having a reading?
Sure, thank you.
Great. So who, if you just let us know the name of the animal, species, gender, alive or in spirit?
Okay, let's see. Let's do Banjo.
Okay. Is it, how do you spell that? B-A-N-J-O?
Yep. And it's a male dog alive.
And what is your question for Banjo, Krista?
Is there something I can do to get him to just not bark so much when we're at work?
Okay, so how about if we kind of just open that up and ask it as, what do we need to know about your barking? Does Julie, does that sound like? Does that
Works
sound
for
good to you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, works for Krista, works for me. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just connect in. So when I connect in with Banjo, I'm getting like she's like doing, oh, sorry. He is, there's this pushing away action. I just want to see why he's doing that. And Julie, if you want to jump in, please feel free.
Okay. I will just say the first thing I'm getting is I hear the word somersaults and I actually feel like I want to do one, which I haven't done one in decades. And and my stomach feels like it's going like as if I were in a somersault, like it's turning over and again. But so I'm 56. I don't do somersaults anymore. So anyway, go ahead, Jamie.
So, okay, he keeps doing this action with his paws and there's, I don't know if it's digging or like playing with something, but there's this excitement around something with his front paws. Does that make sense to you, Krista?
Yeah, yes, it does. Mhm.
And I get a jumping, a digging, like a very excitable, like energetic, happy-go-lucky boy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
And as Jamie was talking too, I also felt, I feel the urge to gnaw on those hammock strings behind you. Like just whatever I could get in my mouth to just kind of play with our putts with and like pull apart and just like, and not necessarily, I don't feel destructive, but it's more about, I really want to feel how things feel and taste in my mouth. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I literally was like, Banjo, don't chew on the hammock like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, that's really funny. And I hear Banjo say, I want to play. I want to play more. I want to play. There's I feel my body just like, I feel like I can't sit still. Like I have all of this energy and I just need to get it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you guys are totally nailing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. That's Banjo.
Jamie, as you were saying that, I could also hear, and I don't think I've really heard a dog say this to me, but as you were saying it, he went squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Like that, just like in the movie. So yeah, makes sense, Krista.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's probably what he's saying it right in this moment, actually. What is, yeah, he's, I don't know. Maybe it was the cat. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then I hear him say, and okay, so I'm full transparency. It feels like I'm stating the obvious because you're lounging back in a hammock, but he's like, Mom, I just want you to get up and go with me. Just want you to get up and go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that could make sense. That could make sense.
He's showing me outside, and he's showing me like you throwing a ball, you interacting, you playing, but it's a physical kind of play.
Okay, that makes sense. That you're asking, he's asking for more of that.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
And I hear him say, this is what I hear him say, I'm actually trying to just liven things up a bit around here. Like just like a little, I get like jazz hands, I hear him say, and he does it. And then I hear like a little clown. And I do feel like there's a serious part, there's a seed of seriousness in him. But right now, he says, I hear him say, my job is to kind of keep things light and kind of fun and spontaneous. And what's going to happen next? And squirrel. That's what I hear him say right now. There's something deeper in there too for you, Krista, as you probably know. So, yeah. Okay.
And he's cueing me to move on to the question. So, in relation to your question, he just keeps saying, I want a job. I want a job. He says, I am very smart and I am very capable. And he says, it's almost like not even want a job. It's like he needs a job, like to feel, to channel some of this energy. Does that make sense, Krista?
Yeah.
And Jamie, was that in relation to the question, or are you?
Yes, that's in relation to the question, Julie.
Okay, okay, yeah. Because as she was saying that, I was hearing him say, I'm here, hi, everyone, I'm here. Like, and I almost hear like gun for hire, not almost here. I hear like gun for hire, like, I can help you. Hey, I'm here. And that's, I hate when I'm asking him what about your barking. He's just trying to tell everybody he's there. He can do whatever you need him. He's happy to help. That's what I hear him say.
Well, he's stressing me out. Banjo.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, okay. Is that it?
Jamie,
I'm asking him if he has any more to add, and he's just reinforcing me, like, I'm really smart, and there's a knowing, like, he's like, I'm underutilized.
No.
Yeah. And as she said that, I could feel that seed of, what did I call it? What did he say, call it earlier? Like seed of
Seriousness.
Yeah. I can feel it like really kind of in my belly now too. There is a grounding aspect to him in that regard, is how it feels. He's just growing into it. But there's more of a, very much of a sentry is the word he's using, like a guard person that has something, a bigger role in the house, but to just make sure people know that I'm here and that everything's under control and nobody else is going to come in or do anything to us. There's that kind of a role. He's growing into it though. He's saying again, I'm getting there. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, Jamie?
No, I'm not getting anything else. I'm just getting a done.
Okay. Krista, did that answer your question?
Yeah. So Banjo is a 8.5-month-old miniature poodle puppy. He's the one you've been seeing. I mean, I have 3 dogs, so but yes, and he's definitely wild, like, but he's in that puppy. So I can see how he's still in his puppy stage and he's gonna grow into himself. Like, I get that. And I own a dog grooming salon. And so he barks at everybody that comes in. And like, when you're talking about the feet and all that, like, he jumps on the crate, and then I've had to like put towels and like a cardboard box, like, so he can't jump through the fence, like, but he still go over it, and he like climbs up it, and people are like, oh my God, he's gonna climb over. And he's always like, oh, with his feet. And I'm like, I call him a goat, like I call him Banjo Goat, because he's always climbing all over everything. And I mean, he's right now, since we've been outside, he's jumping up on the hammock, off the hammock, he's running around the yard, he's looking at the cat, and he's looking at the chickens, and he's running around, so like, he's definitely got that crazy energy. But he's a poodle, so he's going to be just absolutely brilliant, right? So it would be good to channel that into something useful. So I totally understand that, and I don't know what that will be yet, but it does make sense.
Yeah, and Krista, as you were talking, I'm hearing brain games. So something to like stimulate like his mind.
Yeah, that makes sense. And he's probably going to need it. I want him to be fulfilled. So cool. Well, that's helpful. I'll have to start thinking about that. I'll have to ask Banjo what kind of brain games he wants us to play. I'll let him tell me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Krista. All right, Sally, it's you and me now. You get to pick. I should also say, Sally, just if anybody wanted raffle tickets, they're closing now, right, Stephanie? Are you good? Okay. So no raffle. Thank you for everybody who bought raffle tickets and after party tickets. We will see you at the after party and we'll get raffle winners at the end of all this. So thanks for everybody. Okay, now Sally, go. Sorry.
Okay. Robin, are you interested in having a reading tonight? You're still muted.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was trying to figure out how to unmute. Sorry, Sally. I'm not tech savvy.
So Robin, who would you like us to connect with tonight?
Farron. She
Say that again.
Farron, Ferron.
Okay, and what kind of animal?
Dog, and she has crossed over a long time ago.
Okay. And do you have a question for her?
Oh boy, that's a hard one. Oh Lordy. Oh boy. What do I ask? Any ideas? No ideas? I think I'd like to ask if she's okay with or has forgiven me, because I feel like I was distant, closer to her passing. And I was having a really difficult time with it. She was one of my soulmate dogs, Boxer.
So, I'm trying to reword that question.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't give you a very
Yeah.
tough
Do you
one.
have ideas as to how we can reword that?
Oh Lord.
Robin, do you want me to try?
Yeah, go ahead.
If we ask Farron, how does, because I want to see this. How
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The question was incredibly stumping.
no, that's not exactly what you're asking.
Oh, good.
Oh, did I freeze?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're having really bad storms here, so I don't know what's going on. So you didn't hear anything I said, did you?
No.
Okay, so I was wondering if we ask her one of two things, and it might not get exactly to what you're asking about the forgiveness, because we know that they do, but I hesitate to just ask that. So I'm wondering if you want to know how she felt about her passing, or if you want to know how she's doing now and how she's around you now. One of those two paths, possibly.
Oh, I like the latter.
Okay.
I like both, but whatever comes through to you, especially the latter.
Okay. Okay. How do you feel about that, Sally?
Yeah, I feel fine, and I'm
Okay.
going to talk with her now.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, so I am seeing a picture of this dog who is flying around me, and she's actually flying through the air, and she's letting me know that she can do this, and it's a wonderful feeling not to have the restriction of a sick body, that she just feels free. And what's also coming through is she is giggling And she has this very very sharp sense of humor just about the world. Yes, don't take anything too seriously is the message she's giving me. And she's just flying around me and loving gliding on the air currents. And the fact that she can do this is just so amazing to her.
So Sally, before you said she was flying, Robin, she showed herself to me as an angel. A really large, powerful angel, but also extremely serene. And there's an ancient, I know you said she was a soul dog for you, but I feel an ancient wisdom from her. At the same time, I feel my heart feels like there's discomfort in it, as like my whole left side of my chest area around my heart, and my belly actually feels a bit heavy. And I feel like this is to some degree how she was possibly feeling towards the end. I don't know, but she's having my heart feel really, there's a discomfort. I want to say almost a bit of a pain. It's like if I were to have really bad heartburn, but I don't know what that feels like really, but that's how it feels all through my body right now too. Does any of that make sense to you, Robin?
Oh, very much.
Okay. Okay.
You tell me if you want to know anything about that.
Okay. Yeah, we will. I'll go at the end. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had experienced heaviness when I first met her. And then when she started flying, it was just the opposite of how she had been feeling in those last, I think it's months. But I didn't get specific in terms of her body, but she she has great joy, which she brought to Earth in this incarnation. And this outlook of that she sees all the positive and how wonderful her life was. And there isn't any emphasis at all on her illness and not feeling well. I mean, it's has no importance to her. What she really wants to convey is the joy that she felt being alive, the joy that she feels now, and that she's around. And she'll always be around, watching.
And she's coming back with me to this heart area and this heart feeling, and she's actually intensifying the feeling as well, to the point where I kind of have to ask her to back off just a little bit. She wants you to know, I hear her say, I know that through all of things that happened with me physically at the end, you did absolutely everything you possibly could. You learned from all of this that was going on, and that's why we went through it together. But you did so much for me. I feel like the moment I say all this to you, Robin, all of that discomfort that I was feeling alleviates. She really wants you to know, and she goes, she's doing this. She's like, I can't stress it enough. You did everything you could and then some. And I am so grateful for all that you did. And I'm also grateful that you took my memory in all that you did, and you've paid it forward to so many other animals and have helped them and their people because of our relationship. And I continue to provide strength for you every single day in that regard. Particularly, I hear her say, she's very powerful. Did I hear her say, particularly when you have your difficult cases, I'm the one, and I feel like she's right behind you. Like this is just a little bit off to my right side behind me. I'm right behind you, whispering in your ear, it's okay. You've got this. You've done what you can. You're good. And then I hear her say, we're all grateful. And she shows me a whole lineup of animals that actually surround you with every case. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
She very
Yes.
good at her name too, by the way. Go on, Sally, sorry.
On those lines, she said that your relationship was destined to be, and she was there as your teacher. And so kind of what Julie said, in experiencing her illness the way she did, it was in order for you to learn from it. And so that was the sacrifice that she came here to make for you. And she feels that you grew so much from the experience. And there shouldn't be any feelings of doubt or regret, or feeling like you did not do enough, because it was supposed to happen the way it happened. And she is very grateful to you and loves you, and is still there. She's by your side all the time, watching you.
And that image that she gave to me of her being an angel, Robin, she puts herself, if you will, in her own hands, and she hands the angel image to you, and she says to me, I hear her say, and now Robin, you are the angel. That's what she says. I mean, that you may have seen me, I was bowing my head because I could hear her saying that at that time. It's an extremely powerful and emotional message to receive. She says, you are the angel now.
Yeah, I was really blessed to have her it was too short, for around 10 years, 10 and a half years. Mm-hmm. She wasn't the puppy I wanted. I wanted the brindle puppy. And I said, well, if it's meant to be, then the one that's left in the litter is the one I'm supposed to have. And I found out it was the fawn and white. And I was like 2 years old screaming, I need the brindle. And I said, oh, for God's sakes, you yourself, me, said if it's meant to be, then the one that's meant to be is going to be there. She was my constant companion. We went everywhere, hiked, traveled together. She was my first service dog. And she had a sudden seizure at 9 years old. And I just happened to have an echocardiogram person coming to my office to do some echoes on some other animals. And I thought, oh no, she has, a heart disease. Well, she had a tumor in her left atrium. Wow. And, I took her to another specialist for another opinion. And he said, well, it'll be a matter of weeks with homeopathic medicine and my partner who's behind me, support and treating her homeopathically. She lived another 1.5 years and had one more collapse episode. But toward the end, she didn't eat very well. And I knew it was coming near the end and I couldn't deal with it because she was my everything. And I just was angry because she didn't want to eat. And my partner would help her eat. And thank God she was there to do that. And I felt guilty about that. And she did cross naturally on her own at home, which doesn't happen that often with my animals, but did with her. And, it's just, she taught me so much. And to be able to step out of myself with my soulmate dog and do the best I could to treat her homeopathically was incredibly hard, because I knew her diagnosis was grave. And for her to live 1.5 years afterwards was pretty unthinkable. I wish it had been longer. And I was so blessed that she was the one that was left when I had my stupid 2-year-old tantrum, that the brindle got sold and I got the fawn and white. And everyone loved her. She had the most soulful eyes. She could see spirits that I couldn't even see. And, you know, different places we might have gone. She just was just magical and angelic, and everybody loved her. You know, she just was a magnet, like a people magnet. So I want to thank you guys so much, because you know, she's made me a better person, I hope, and a better homeopath.
Yeah.
And she died, I forget how long ago, Debbie would probably remember, but it had to be, what do you think, like 18 years ago, something like that. I'm not sure, but I never forget her 1 minute of any day.
Yeah, I can see why, if she's sitting back here all the
Right.
time. Yeah. Yeah, she is. I hear her say how proud I hear her say, I'm so proud of you, Robin. I'm so proud of you for all you've done.
She was with me through the great journey of really getting heavily involved in homeopathic medicine. And it was the thing that helped her the most with her other ailments. She always had chronic ear infections and things like that. So that was a struggle for her, but this last thing was the hardest of all, of course.
No, she's wonderful. Thanks for letting us meet her. What an amazing force.
Thank you. Thank you for tapping in and sharing. I really appreciate it very, very much.
You're welcome.
It's amazing, truly.
Well, and we'll see you in the after party.
Yeah, you will. You'll see me then. I'll wipe my tears away by then. Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Very welcome.
It's amazing.
All right,
So-
Karen, Jamie Lynn, go ahead.
Yes, okay, so Jay, would you be open to a reading?
Jay needs to unmute herself.
I don't,
Can somebody help her, Ming?
I can't unmute. Jay, are you able? There you go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Sorry, I got locked. The buttons got locked up on my phone. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. I'm just sitting here listening to Robin and connecting so very much with my dog Abby.
Oh,
Same. Everybody loved her. She was just a comfort to so many people. And she was my heart dog.
oh. Is that who we're going to connect with, Jay?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
so that's Abby,
ABBY.
ABBY, female dog in spirit.
And yes, yeah.
And what is your question for Abby, Jay?
If I could, it's a message, just to let her know. I'm so sorry. I wasn't gonna do her.
Oh, no, it's okay.
She was my everything, and I just want her to know how much she's missed and how much she helped, because we take in old dogs, sometimes hospice dogs, and she was just always there. She was the one who, held me together. And
It's okay,
so,
sweetie.
and I guess the question would be whatever message she wants to send.
Okay. Okay. Well, take a deep breath with us, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's- No, it's okay. We got you. This is what these readings are for. We've got you. She's here with us. We're just gonna let her kind of unfold a little bit about herself for you, just so you know it's her. And let her share with you what she feels you need to know tonight, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And Jay, if you could just take a few deep breaths with us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Abby. Oh, she's such a sweetie.
If you feel free to go first if you.
Okay. Okay. So Jay, the first thing, even when you just started saying her name, before you said anything to us, she was like, I'm still helping. She's like yelling, still helping like this. So she really does see herself as your helper animal. Like she's definitely a light around you. She says she is a light in the darkness. She wants you to know, she knows that she carried that light for you when she was in her body, and she's still trying to carry that light for you even now. So she's calling herself a light in the darkness for one thing, just to get us started.
And Jay, when I connect in with Abby, I just feel like a very sweet, loving, like light energy. Like it's just this love is just all encompassing. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Just really
Yeah.
sweet and gentle and like kind of like this, like I got you, like I'm by your side.
Yeah, she would walk into a room no matter where, and people would just be drawn to her to.
Yeah, don't tell us too much
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't tell
I'm
us
so
too much.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
because like as you're talking about, she's showing me. This is why we don't want you to tell us, because she's showing me walking around the room saying hello to everybody, and she's calling herself the ambassador.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And she says, I had a big job to do when I was in physical form. And she says, I'm continuing that job now.
Yeah. She says she really wanted to put a smile on people's faces. Like her desire was to like see a smile come out of somebody, because what she's telling me is when somebody would smile, she could actually feel their heart open up in their chest, because she was so aware of their energy. She said she used to walk around to touch the people's hearts who were sad. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And I just keep hearing her say, I'm a joy bringer. I'm a joy bringer.
Yeah. What else do you want to share? What's about?
She's giving, so there's this knowing of also like the popular girl in school, like this energy of like she just knew that she could like basically change the energy in a room. Like she's like, I was the popular girl.
And
Does that make
also,
sense, Jay?
she's trying to lighten things up by telling me she had a cute butt.
You did have a cute, yes.
Okay, so she's kind of showing me the back end, and she's wiggling it a little bit like this. And I can see like this soft fur, and I don't know if she actually had soft fur, but I'm seeing like this little bit of soft fur, and she's like wailing at me because she's like, I had a cute butt and they all knew it. She's so funny.
And I don't know if she was a service dog, but she's showing me like walking and like going up to, I don't know if you you visited like other people, but there's just, she's showing me like going around and visiting and like uplifting people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I keep hearing hospital, and it's just, she's just bringing me to all of these different places, like hospice or hospital, or just people that were sick or people that were down. It was just this, she's saying, I was the joy bringer. I was the joy bringer. I put a smile on people's faces. Does that make sense, Jay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she says, even, I don't know why she's telling this. The last, this will make more sense to you, I hope. She's saying the last 3 weeks of her life, when she's telling me she just wasn't hungry. Does this make sense to you? She said, even though I wasn't that hungry, I still was trying.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like she said,
Yeah.
don't feel bad, Mom, that I wasn't hungry. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because she was still trying and still enjoying as much as she could, even though she wasn't hungry. But she's actually bringing it around, because she's saying, you need to take better. She's saying, you need to take care of yourself, Mom, and eat better. I don't, they tie it to her food of like not wanting to eat when she was at the end, but also that topic, so that she can get the message to you about, please, Mom, take care of yourself and eat better. Does this make sense to you, Jay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
So I'm
getting
getting a nod to move on to the question, Karen.
Okay,
Unless you
okay.
have anything else about the personality.
Nope, that was her big message there.
So I
So,
want to ask, how about if we ask her just what does Jay need to know for the right now for the purposes of this reading?
good question.
Okay, so let's. Okay, Abby, what does Jay need to know now for the purposes of this reading? And she's immediately, she even started this before I queued up the question. She says, I know that you did all that you can do. With this, she's acknowledging that tremendous bond that you had with her. And she's like, I'm still here. I'm still with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I feel her.
And I actually hear a little bit of like an echo barking in the background. Like she's trying to talk to you through a little bit of an echo barking. It's not really loud. It's like a little bit of like a ooh, ooh, like a sound like that in the background that sounds almost echoey. Like you could mistake it for like if wind was coming through. You know how you might hear like wind coming through, but she's like, it's me. I'm going ooh, ooh, like this.
Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed that yet.
And Jay, what she's bringing my attention to, it's a knowing that it's a sign. She's bringing my attention to my heart and almost a feeling of like a poking or like someone gently like tapping or sitting on my chest.
Okay.
And she says that's me connecting with you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And she's bringing me back, Jay, to really saying, this is your time, Mom, to take care of yourself. Please know this is your time. She wants you to know that the amount of love that she had for you, you felt so like you deserve the love that she gave you when she was with you. And she's reconfirming like what she was showing you when she was alive and in your life. You felt so loved by her. You actually deserve that. And the amount of love that she bestowed on you, she really wants you to encapsulate a little bit of that for yourself, because she says, you're not giving yourself enough of the love that I actually gave you. And she really is honing in on this, like, please take care of yourself, Mom. Please take care of yourself. She says, you're too tired and you need to take care of yourself. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you do, if you take rest with me, I'm hearing her say rest with me. And it makes so much sense with what Jamie was saying about her trying to like fill your heart and sit on your chest, like rest with me so that you can take care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
And she keeps saying, breathe, breathe,
Yeah.
breathe. Like, because there's a lot of like this, like holding your breath, like holding it, even like not in like everyday life. It's like when you think about her, she like, I just feel like I can't breathe. She's like, think about me, but take a deep breath and breathe. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Jay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And there's something about one cranky animal, one cranky dog somewhere. Call her in to help you with cranky dog. Does that make sense? I don't know. I have no idea what that means.
We still have two here, and there's one that's well, he's not. He's up there in age too. So
Okay. She says,
Yeah.
call me into your heart. Ask me to help move like calming energy with you into him. And
Yeah.
maybe he won't be so cranky.
Okay.
Okay. That
Yeah.
she's still see how she's still trying to be your ambassador.
Yes. Yes. I
Okay.
feel her all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay.
I can still feel her chin on my knee every morning at breakfast. So, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
She's been gone for 3 years now, and I can still feel her chin on my knee.
Yeah.
So,
That's
It's really
amazing.
sweet.
That's so
thank
sweet.
you. She
All
was
right.
a puppy mill mama.
Oh.
So of all the dogs that shouldn't, so she had a gentleness in her that I can't explain this very well. You know, she could have come out of it in a horrible way, but she ended up being I think, the opposite of what a puppy mill mama would be like.
Yeah. She's such a
so-
loving spirit.
Never-
She really
Yeah,
is.
well, thank you. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, we're gonna thank Abby and disconnect from her as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Right,
I think it's time to turn it back over to Stephanie to do the raffle.
yeah.
Wow, those were some very powerful readings. I hope you guys liked that. I have, you might not be able to see it, a bowl with all the names of the raffles. And I have everybody who just bought tickets. And I'm going to select 5 of you, and then each of you will receive a 30-minute private reading with one of the ladies that did the readings here this evening. Okay, are you guys ready? Beth Stevens. Oh, Amber, you can have a deeper conversation with Mr. Binks and Mr. Stinky. Robin, you have a whole litany of animals in your past that you can chat with. Oh, Beth, you won twice. You get 2 readings. And Glenda. So Glenda, Beth, Robin, and Amber.
Wonderful.
I will be sending out emails to each of you probably tomorrow morning with the information on how you're going to connect with your animal communicator so you can set up your reading. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that? So for those of you who purchased the after party, there's a different Zoom link. Does everybody have access to that in your email? We're gonna sign out of this link and go to the other link where we'll have a intimate conversation with Robin. I want to thank everybody for joining. Mike and Samantha, I'm so glad you guys were able to come. I haven't seen you for a while. It's great. We are going to have a little conversation about homeopathy. You got to hear a little bit of an intro tonight during Robin's reading. And, maybe there's going to be another event similar to this live coming up in the next few months that we'll be telling you about. Those of you who are diehard followers of our page, there might be an update coming up. But anyways, I want to thank each of you for supporting Passion for Paws. We have, you see our pleas out on Facebook. Times are tough. Times are tough for people in this world. Money is tight. People are surrendering their animals on a daily basis. Adopters are struggling to adopt. And so anything that we can do to raise awareness, find adopters, really good, solid homes, foster homes while we're waiting, and raise money to provide all the medical care, because most of the animals that we take in are the special needs cases, and we're small, we're lean, and we're always looking to do something that's a little bit different and innovative to keep our funds coming in, but also give you guys something tangible in return, so that you get something out of it. And this was fun. This was the first time we've done an animal communication event. And I was really enthralled listening to all of the stories and the conversations. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask before we sign out and move over to the after party?
I just want to say one last thing real quick is if anyone, either you won a raffle ticket or you didn't, if you're interested in a private reading, know that if you book with any of the readers that are here tonight, we will donate 15% of that reading cost back to Passion for Paws if the reading is booked and held before August 30th. Yes. So just wanted to put that out there for an additional opportunity to donate to Passion for Paws and get a free or get an animal communication session if you book with any of us before then. And there were information about that in the chat. You can find out more about us at animalcommunicationcollective.com, as well as contact any of us. 15% of those readings will go back to Passion for Paws through the end of August. So
Thank you. Hey, Julie, can you confirm, is it August or September? Because I think in my email, I wrote the end of September.
okay, if that's what you wrote at the end of September, I had end of August, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, that would be my bad then, because I think that's what came out of the original thing. I wrote that in the email. So if you guys got an email from me with all the explanation, I think we wrote that. I just didn't want any confusion.
Yeah, and if someone mentions it, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah, we'll
perfect.
still honor it. It's not a
Yeah,
big deal.
we'll still honor it. It's for you. We'll honor
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Cool. Well, thank you. Krista, we have a puppy at Christina's house that would be a great fit for your poodle. She's a 6-month-old Chihuahua puppy who needs a buddy.
Oh, I already have 3.
And I was watching him like lay on your head and he was chewing, and I said to Christina, oh my gosh, he's a great fit for me. Look with his
Look at him.
Oh, adorable.
He knows he's center of attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
He's
cute.
adorable. All right. Well, thank you guys, everyone. I'm gonna sign out here and I will log into the other link and we'll see you over there.
He's adorable, Christina.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.